but we have a very special guest. They allowed him into the club. It's really, I mean, we're going to have to raise our standards. And our guest is with Alejandro Ramirez.
Yes, welcome Rex Sinquefield into the studio.
Well, thank you, Yasser. Yes, I'm here with the man behind it all here at the St. Louis Chess Club, Rex Sinquefield. Rex, an avid fan. You've been following the tournament.
I have been, yeah.
And what do you think so far?
And I think that the theme of this tournament could be, I think someone said it the other day, missed opportunities. It seems almost every day somebody gets a lead. Magnus, and he blows it. Fabiano, and he blows it. You know, today, going the other way, it looks like. Ding Liren winning. And by the way, I want to first welcome Jovanka to the colonies. I hope you give the Queen a good report on how we're doing over here.
Promises.
We'll see.
Nice.
And I want to compliment all of you, once again, the greatest broadcast team of any sport in the world. And Maurice, that includes you.
Way over there in Zagreb.
That's right.
Well, Rex, the tour is expanding, and it seems that every year we're adding more stops, we're adding more different ideas. We have a different time control here in Croatia. Are you a fan here of the delay and of the no added bonus on move 40?
I think that Maurice has converted me. I like this is 100 game in 130.
Yes, game in 130.
I guess if they allowed me total degrees of freedom, I'd say game in 140, no increment, no delay. I'll throw in an extra 10 minutes because we take the delay away.
Right. It's been a controversial decision. Some people loving it, some people hating it.
I don't like delays at all. They're very counterintuitive for me, but I'm a simple fellow, so what do you expect, you know?
Well, it's not an easy opinion. I know that Gary Kasparov is a big exponent of the delay system. He likes the fact that no time is added, and some people are worried.
I agree.
Yes, no increment either. Some people are worried that you get to this rook versus rook positions and you're just going to try to flag your opponent.
That's the problem, you know, and that was Bobby Fischer's argument, and that still is a good argument. I have to concede that, so I might be contradicting myself.
Right, a lot of choices here, but we've been experimenting. We're going to have the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz here again, and we have so much talent in America currently. 4 of the top 10 players in the world, 4 of the top 15 players in the world are currently American. What can you say about that?
I think it's incredible. I think if we could just bring Fischer back, then we'd have 5.
Unfortunately, that might be a little difficult to do. Even the genie in the lamp has rules against that. Well, have you been following today's round? You said that Ding Liren, you were impressed by his victory.
Just a little bit. I just drove in from the country, and so I was on the highway, and people have told me, don't watch chess while you're driving. At least that's what the highway patrol officer told me.
They're so helpful. They're so helpful. They're so nice.
Unless you have a Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rex, what do you think is missing from the tour? What would you add if you could do it?
Oh, wow. That's a very good question.
And we see here this tour stops so far. A lot of chess to be played this year. Of course, next year a very busy chess calendar with the candidates and the World Championship.
That's going to mess things up a little bit because of the big important FIDE events. I think the tour is really good. I couldn't come up and say right now what else we need. I mean, a lot of the big improvement was due to the inspiration of Gary Kasparov, you know, and if he thinks there's something missing, I'd love to hear it.
Whoa. It's obvious, Rex. Come on. What's obviously missing about the tour is it should be for the World Championship.
Well, that's a very good point. I have sometimes said to people, maybe we could have the Grand Chess Tour World Champion. Simply name the winner that each year. We're not going to start a new federation. We're not going to go back in that direction. But just see if people start to accept it as something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to start a war here, you know.
Why not?
Well, definitely a mixed kind of tournaments, including Rapid and Blitz in some of these events, some wild cards that are adding a lot to the tournaments. We've seen it in the past session. Wei Yi, I think, was very impressive on the first half. Do you think that for this kind of tour we should stick to Rapid, Blitz, and Classical? Would you even think that more kinds of chess should be added?
We could consider adding Fischer Random. One thing I would say, and I know I'll get shot down on this one, is that I don't like the idea of mixed modalities where we use a Rapid or a Blitz to settle a Classical event. I think that's just horrible. It's like running a marathon and 2 guys are tied. They go, okay, you're going to run a 50-yard dash to see who wins. That's just insane. It's so totally incongruous. That's my humble opinion.
No, but that seems to be an opinion shared by many players, especially after the World Championship last year, where, well, Fabiano clearly match to match against Magnus Carlsen in the Classical, but in the Rapid, it was just a different story.
Right, and I think it's an entirely different event.
Right.
And so we're mixing two events, and I just think it doesn't make any sense at all. That is a recent innovation. It's a recent development. I don't think it's much of an innovation. That was never done historically in chess.
Right. And you've been converted a little bit into those Rapid and Blitz events. I know that you're
As
more of a
separate events,
classicist.
I like them. I really would love a Rapid game that's longer than 20 minutes, say 45 minutes. Or I believe about 20 years ago or so, Yasser, Karpov and Kasparov played an event in New York.
Exactly.
And it was something like game in 45 or game in 60. And they had 2 games a day, two weekend days in a row.
That's right. That's right. And it was very, very popular. And actually, in New York City itself, the Big Apple, I think Maurice was doing the commentary. It got a lot, and I mean a lot of publicity.
I paid money to watch it online.
I'm a chess fan too, Rex. I'm with you on that one. I would love to see Kasparov and Karpov play about the match too.
That ain't going to happen.
That ain't going to happen. No.
Well, we've also been adding Fischer Random here into the mix
Right.
in the St. Louis Chess Club. Do you think we'll be seeing a lot more of that?
I think we might, because Gary is really a big fan of that. And online, my chess teacher, Jennifer, I'm playing her in Fischer Random right now.
And how's that going?
So far, I think it's okay. She was crushing me, but I think I cut the head off the snake.
So you're saying that you're improving and your chess is progressing rapidly?
I don't know about rapidly. I think I'm improving. I know a lot more than I knew 2 years ago. She gives me this incredibly difficult homework. And right now, we're going over the Grunfeld, and there's a lot there. I just did it. I spent 5 hours this weekend working on a homework project for her.
Wow, that's more demanding than I'm of my students.
The Basque system, where you play 2 boards on what?
The question that Jovi had for you, remember the Basque system? The idea is that we're going to play 2 games at once. So we're playing a simul against each other. I'm going to play white in one game and black in the other, and you've got to decide where you're going to pay attention.
This could be done with classical time control,
Basque.
as opposed to...
Have you seen that, Rex? The Basque
I recall
variant?
it, but I don't really remember
From
watching it very carefully.
Bilbao, I think it was.
Yeah, it was also the
in
Mind
Spain.
Sports as well.
Okay.
But they did a fast version of it when that becomes just crazy. But if you did it in classical chess, where you have you're playing 2 games of chess, could be quite interesting. Cause
I enjoyed what we saw. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that was really a lot of fun. I also, Rex, as we're just telling, the Cairns Cup. I thought that was fantastic last year.
Yeah.
This year. Talk about the Cairns Cup.
Well, it was a lot of decisive games.
Yeah.
And that was the big deal, I think.
Was Jeannie happy?
I think she was very happy, and I think women deserve their own high-level tournaments.
I have to add, as a woman player, I was absolutely over the moon to see a tournament like this.
Right.
We got a production crew like this, and there was amazing coverage. The games were fantastic, and for me, it was a great honor to follow.
I enjoyed commentary very much. Sorry to butt in here, Alejandro, but Rex, Gary Kasparov has been on with Maurice, and he says, Gary Kasparov said, that the FIDE calendar with their 4 tournaments, it's so full that maybe next year the Grand Chess Tour has to, unfortunately, just because of the calendar, has to dial back an event here or there.
An event or 2, I heard him say that. And
Also, okay, good.
that's just a fact of life. I mean, FIDE does have discretion to run the candidates in the World Championship match. So that's just sort of a binding constraint that we're going to have to live with all the time, I think.
Well, Yasser, you were saying it yourself. What a calendar these players are enjoying. For spectators, that's great. For the players, very tiring. But not only are we talking about the candidates, which is going to be supremely important, and of course the World Championship match later in the year, we also have the Olympiad next year. So we have so many events in which these elite players will be participating. Difficult to fit in the Grand Chester, but we're going to be doing our best. It's still some of the top level events, and you can see the drama that we're having now today, especially with our round in Zagreb where Jan Nepomniachtchi was running away with the tournament. Ding Liren came in and said,
Not anymore.
No, no, no.
Reel them back in. Rex, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining in. We would ask you for your expert commentary as to what's happening in the Magnus game, but I don't want to stress you too much.
No, no.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.